It is the official start of the season. This is the Daytona 50 on the BEOSC, the official start of the Blue-Emu Offline Stock Cup Season 2. Hello everyone, I'm Ash Jacobson, glad to have you along for this 20-lap event here around Daytona. 42 cars will take to try to get the first win of the season. A win does not lock you into our chase format, however, but it'll give you a good boost. Polesitter from last season, Wyatt Quali, is in the field this year. However, the winner from this race last year, Haun, is not. And speaking of which, let's take a look through your starting lineup. On pole is the number 9 Flex Tape Toyota Supra of Wolf Racing. Its Rookie of the Year contender Rafiq Rezana. And to his outside is the number 71 RB Chevrolet Camaro for RFJ Motorsports of Blake Gnodtke. Then it's the two pole sitters, both dual winners, a pair of Mercs. It's Brian Scott Jr. and Nonigan Scott, and row 3 is the 11 of Ryan Benjamin and the 99 of Tim Pitch. Row 4 sees Theo Spletzer and Cody Goforth. And rounding out the top 10 is the 60 of Nelson Reeves and the 16 of Wyatt Quali, last year's pole sitter. In row 6 is Derek Hamill alongside Tari Lowell, and in row 7 is a pair of Chevys, the 70 of Kevin Hulkenberg and the 30 of Abraham Geertz. Row 8 is Parker Martinez alongside Rich Stone, and row 9 is the 34 of Ryan Keith alongside the 42 of Bradley Reen. Row 10, rounding out the top 20, is Logan Williams and Joe Burke. Then in row 11, it's the 10 of Adrian Rojas and the 75 of Tommy Rollo, last year's champion. In row 12, we see Brad Stover and Brock Nelson, and in row 13 is the 02 of Cody Smart alongside the 76 of Noah Clifton. Row 14 sees Renan Issib alongside Timothy McKenzie, and row 15, rounding out the top 30, is the 8 of Roland Holzer and the 39 of Kyler Anderson. In row 16, we see Brandon Nelson and Vincent David, a pair of Chevys, and row 17 is the 25 of Riley Wilkin and the 83 of Nixon DeMille. Row 18 is Haun winner Roge Gussel and Felix Jansen, a pair of Mercedes. Row 19 sees another pair of Mercedes, this one being the 95 of Bailey Pendergast and the 19 of Jackson Kelsey. Row 20 is a pair of Chevys. It's Nathan Smith and Burt Macklin, and row 21 is another pair of Chevys, as the 56 of Chris Tristed and the 17 of Josh King round out your field. Now let's get ready to go racing here. First race of the season, 20 laps. Who will come out on top? It is a rookie in Rafiq Rezana on pole. The next rookie is Tim Pitch in 6th. The only two rookies inside this top 10. A lot of changes in manufacturers, a lot of changes in the driver market, but we are finally here in sunny Daytona Beach, Florida. As they head into the tri-oval, getting ready to take the green. No mechanical issues on any of the 42 cars. The pace car dives in. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. We see the green here from Daytona. Green flag out. As heading down into turn 1, it is side by side. No one got the edge there. As heading into turn 1, will the inside line prevail? We saw in the duels and the last chance qualifier that the inside line was the place to be, and that looks to be the same here as Rezana slightly gets ahead of Gnodtke with a push from Brian Scott Jr. 3 wide already further back. That is Spletzer, Geertz, and Doan, as it looks like that Ryan Keith may try to make that 4 wide, as up front we are seeing a lot of similarities to the duels in the last chance qualifier. The outside line gets the advantage on the straights, but it's the inside line where you want to be in the corners. As Rezana looks like he's going to lead his first ever lap of Blue-Emu offline stock competition. Rafiq Rezana leads the first lap of the Daytona 50. As the field really spreading out further back, you see 3 wide, but up front it is still 2 by 2. Rezana holding the lead, but Brian Scott Jr. looks like he may try to step out of line here, but Scott tucks back into line, and instead Ryan Benjamin steps out of line, but he's also going to tuck back in. Logan Williams quite far back, but he is on that inside line. Could he make it all the way up to the front here? Rezana holding the lead, but Brian Scott Jr. is right there. And Rezana and Gnodtke barely miss making contact there, as Brian Scott Jr. is now going to have a shot at the lead with help from Logan Williams. Heading into turn 1, here comes that tied 14 Mercedes. The dual 1 winner, Brian Scott Jr. on the inside. He's going to get a push from Logan Williams as Blake Gnodtke looks like he holds the lead as Rezana led at the stripe. But yes, Brian Scott Jr., at least for now, is up into the race lead. As that did not last, as Gnodtke got the run. Scott Jr. loses his drafting help from Logan Williams. Williams now on the inside. He's going to try to take the lead from Gnodtke, and he does. Some faces we weren't expecting to see up here early. You see on that inside line, Joe Burke, Cody Smart, Adrian Rojas, Brandon Nelson, Roland Holzer. These guys all started really far back, and they have already made their way up to the front here on lap 4. As Cody Smart puts Joe Burke into a 4-wide move for the race lead. 4 wide did not work well in most circumstances except for in the last chance qualifier, as they look like to make it work here. They'll make it work here, as Logan Williams was your leader at the stripe, but he is side by side with Blake Gnodtke, and Cody Smart is also sitting on that inside line. He could try to lead a lap. Smart made his debut last season at Rockingham, replacing Connor Haun's team, Haun Racing, who went out of business just before the season finale. He is still looking for his first laps led up front here, as Williams still your leader, but it does not mean that he does not have any competition. He has some quite fierce competition in front. As Rojas pushing Smart on that inside line. Cat Mollig Racing confirmed that they would be running the 10 short tracks this season along with this Daytona 50. Rojas will not be in the car, however, as he'll be in that 14 car that's currently pushing race leader Logan Williams. As heading into turn 3, it looks like that it's going to stay relatively the same unless Smart can get a good push here from Adrian Rojas, which looks like that he will. As they head into the trial, Smart right alongside both Williams and Gnodtke, but then Rojas is going to try to force 4 wide. Adrian Rojas for Cat Mollig Racing, trying to take the race lead. 4 wide still for the race lead. This is where things could get a bit dicey, as it is the Chilean Adrian Rojas up to the race lead here at Daytona. Despite the 4 wide situation, the field is relatively calm, as Williams is still hanging on up on that high line, but Rojas looks like he'll be able to get by here on the inside with help from Brandon Nelson and the fastest car in practice earlier today, Riley Wilkin. As now Nelson looks like that he's going to try to make a move 4 wide. As Brian Scott Jr. and Logan Williams, where did they come from? They came up on that high line, and they are now, as yes, Scott Jr. got the lead at the stripe, the 14 tied car. The dual 1 winner by 0.02 seconds over Logan Williams, but he has no drafting help. Here comes Brandon Nelson. Brandon Nelson, the Australian, now up to the race lead. But how long will that one last? Doesn't look like very long, as Logan Williams on the outside. Brian Scott Jr. still trying to make it work in the middle despite no drafting help. Nelson blocks Wilkin. Riley Wilkin now on that inside. He wants to go. There are some go-or-go homer cars who are up here. Nathan Smith, Chris Fristed, Burt Macklin all had to make their way through the go-or-go home race. Riley Wilkin 4 wide with Brian Scott Jr., Logan Williams, and Nathan Smith. And Scott with a good push from Blake Gnodtke, but here comes Nathan Smith on the inside. Nathan Smith with a push from Chris Fristed. Fristed started on the last row of the grid, along with Josh King. These guys, some of these go-or-go-home guys really found their way up here. as it's Nathan Smith leading, and now 4 wide again. This time Scott Jr. Fristed, DeMille, and last chance qualifier race winner Rourke Gussel, and Gussel, can he go to the lead? Nathan Smith in the outside wall. That's going to hold up the outside line. And it is Rourke Gussel to the race lead in the number 63 Williams Racing Mercedes. The team recently got some funding from Logan Sport, the team that Smith is driving, and they'll likely be switching to Chevrolet for next season. As now Bailey Pendergast for Smart Motorsports, challenging for Rookie of the Year. He's up to the race lead, but he has an experienced veteran, Josh King, right behind him. King, one of the winningest drivers so far in Blue-Emu Offline Stock Cup history. He picked up 6 wins last season. Can he pick up his 7th this year? He's going to have help from Bradley Ream and Season 1 champion Tommy Rollo, as Josh King to the race lead. They are 3 wide throughout the pack as King leads the lap. We are halfway through here at Daytona, and it is Josh King who is leading over Nixon DeMille and rookie Bailey Pendergast. So it'd be a great win for Logan Sport if they could get it. Their switch to Chevrolet will show that it paid off. But as King moves up to block Burt Macklin in the 51, that's going to open the inside line for Bradley Ream and Tommy Rollo to try to get by. As DeMille got a great push there from Bailey Pendergast. And DeMille actually managed to take the lead, heading through 3 and 4. But here comes Ream on that inside line. He was who I said to watch for, with King up on the high, up in the middle. But it doesn't look like that Ream's going to get the push he needed from the Mazda of Tommy Rollo. And Josh King will stay out front. "11 laps done, and still no one has been able to stay out front for long, as here comes Burt Macklin for the race lead. Another one of these underdogs, Wick Rare Racing. This is going to be their only start this season, and they're going to try to get everything they can out of it. Little to no funding on that 51 car. It'll be a miracle to see them make it through this season to maybe make a start for next season, as Cody Smart trying to push that 51. The Brit, Josh King, staying out front, as Smart now looking to ditch Macklin. He wants the race lead. And indeed, Cody Smart drops down to the inside, which hasn't been having that much momentum, as DeMille now right on the back of the 17 of Josh King. Can Smart get something going on that inside line, or perhaps Macklin up the middle? Down the back straight, Josh King has the advantage over the inside and the middle. All he has to worry about is that 83 Stover Racing in Toyota Supra of Nixon DeMille. It's Cody Smart trying to mount a run on the inside. Doesn't get as far up as he wants, as he's now in a 3 wide with teammate Bailey Pendergast and Roland Holzer, and here comes Nixon DeMille for the race lead. DeMille wants that lead. He's gonna drop down to the middle. He's gonna not really have that much drafting help, but here comes Roland Holzer into help. That inside line has fallen apart, as it is DeMille, but now the inside line showing their strength. Here comes Cody Smart possibly. Smart trying everything he can to get a run, but he has just not been able to so far. As it looks like DeMille and King still leading side by side. Cody Smart, here he comes now. Now they get a good run. The inside line just fades off too much in the tri-oval, but that isn't going to deter Cody Smart. Smart, can he take the race lead? Into turns 1 and 2. DeMille leading, but Cody Smart is there. Cody Smart to the race lead, just barely. He's now going to have Bradley Ream hungry behind him, along with Season 1 champ Tommy Rollo, Jackson Kelsey, and rookie Tari Lowell, as they are 4 wide further back. The inside line did not get the run down the back, as the 2 outside cars of DeMille and King look like that they took back the lead. But Smart's going to get the run, as they are really, really dicey further back, as you saw. That was not against Scott in a 4-wide situation with what it looked like to be Nelson Reeves. How are they keeping it straight back there? Look at that. As DeMille's still your leader, despite Cody Smart being right there, he just hasn't been able to. The inside line as a whole hasn't been able to get the run that they want through the tri-oval. As it is King versus DeMille up front, as Cody Smart still trying to get something going on the inside that just hasn't been able to click for them when it matters most, as King fading on the outside. King faded back a bit. That's going to give the lead solely to Nixon DeMille, as now Roland Holzer can possibly challenge for the race lead. Rich Energy Motorsports, this is their only race of the season as well. Could they possibly walk away with what would surely be an upset win? With only 5 laps to go here at Daytona, here comes Smart and Holzer. Roland Holzer, the Austrian, in the number 8 car. Can he grab the lead? He's going to be side by side with DeMille and this car right here, the O2 of Cody Smart. Smart trying to see, can he get the run on the inside? Holzer has the lead, but not for long. Cody Smart, did he get the run he wanted? Not exactly. They're going to be side by side as Smart moves up to the middle lane to pick up rookie Bailey Pendergast, who is also his teammate. Holzer leads the lap, only 4 to go here at Daytona. Holzer, your leader. Here comes Smart. Holzer can't come down to block, he isn't clear. Ream still trying to something on the inside, he has help from Tommy Rollo. Holzer has the lead, can he keep it? The only Ford here in the Daytona 50. Doesn't look like that the middle line is going to get the run. Holzer leading 3 laps to go here from Daytona. Can Smart get by Holzer? The inside line not going to be a factor here unless they can get a big run. They are trying, but it just doesn't look like it's going to be enough. So it looks like it really is going to be down to Smart and Holzer unless Pendergast is going to step out of line. And the 95 staying tucked in behind the O2. The 2 teammates trying to take out Roland Holzer and Nixon DeMille here up front. As Smart did get the run, can he clear the 8 car? No, he won't, as Holzer gets the better run off the exit, now into the tri-oval. 2 laps to go here from Daytona, and Bailey Pendergast, he's going to step out of line. Pendergast ditches team owner Cody Smart. Holzer with the lead, and now Bailey Pendergast with a rejuvenated inside line. Here he comes, pushing. Cody Goforth is pushing, along with Abraham Geertz. Now Pendergast looks like he's going to go up to, touch his team owner Cody Smart. A bit of contact between the O2 and 95, as Goforth now for second. Holzer holding the lead, but I don't know how much longer he'll be able to. And there it is, Cody Goforth to the race lead as they are 4 wide. Holzer got the run as now here comes Bradley Ream. White flag in the air here at Daytona. They're going to race it back to the line no matter what happens. Goforth in the middle. This is not where he wants to be. In a 4 wide situation for the race lead. It looks like Smart has the edge, but Bradley Ream is going to get the run and the push from Tommy Rollo. Bradley Ream to the race lead. But the inside line once again struggling to get the run that they want. It's Smart and Holzer, but Ream's going to have a run here. Can he get a look? Doesn't look like he will. It's going to come down to Holzer and Smart. And at the line, it is going to be Roland Holzer, the Austrian, for one-off Rich Energy Motorsports. The upset here at the Daytona 50. this is big, as Holzer will still score the 42 points, but no one else will be able to pick up those 42 points. And that could be big for later down the season. The one Ford Mustang in the field here, the number 8 Rich Energy Ford Mustang, that is, of Roland Holzer, is your winner for the season opening Daytona 50. And I don't think any of us could have expected that. What a win here for Holzer. That'll definitely give the team enough cash to possibly make it to next season. So let's look through your top 21 finishers. It is Roland Holzer taking the lead, taking the win, alongside Cody Smart, then Nixon DeMille, Bradley Reen, Cody Goforth, Josh King, Tommy Rollo, Bailey Pendergast, Burt Macklin, Jackson Kelsey, Abraham Geertz, George Gussel, Tari Lowell, Rich Dunn, Chris Fristed, Derek Hamill, Ryan Keith, Riley Wilkin, Rafiq Rezana, Nelson Reeves, and Logan Williams. That is all we have here from Daytona. We will see you next week for the Cheerwine 40 from Rockingham. But until then, this is Ash Jacobson, and you've been watching the BEOSC.